It was conceived in a conversation. It was born a podcast. Now, the on-air radio show is live. Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central. Only on onairradioshow.com.
Welcome to On Air Radio, the show that talks about anything and everything, from current affairs to local news to food and beverage. With your hosts, Joey Rooz, the voice of God, and Big JP. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna cause some havoc. You don't like it? Leave. Get the fuck out. We don't need you. God damn it.
We got a little peace and quiet for a 2-week hiatus there with old...
Hiatus, not hyenas.
Oh, hiatus.
The fuck are we, animals?
Well, we got it up the ass, I'll tell you that.
Holy shit. What are we, hyenas now?
Okay. I promise I'll be good.
Oh, Lord. Joe, I can't with you anymore. I really can't.
Okay.
I already got to break out the new sound bites because of you.
Yeah.
Jesus! Oh, my! Oh! You're gonna die! You are gonna die! Oh, my!
Yeah.
I thought that was Ted Cruz. My God. Okay.
Now.
So how you been, Jay? Feeling better?
Yeah, I feel a lot
I'm so
better.
glad to have you back. I really am.
Thanks.
Yeah. And we missed last week.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Proud to be back. Happy to be back. Thank you very much. I love being back. Anyway, so go ahead, Joe.
Okay, get to your show.
Well, you were saying something, so no, it's good to be back. I'm enjoying being back here. I love being back here, but then I got to go away again. So you guys get another reprieve.
Where you going?
Lucky bastards! I got to go back to Iowa.
Oh, wow.
My wife is from there. Don't mind me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm eating my dinner, which is
they grow a lot of corn
stick.
out there, right? That's
yeah.
a lot of corn.
That's like a job out there.
Yeah.
That looks like a very big, healthy piece of cheese.
Right, corn on the cob and cream corn.
I like my cheese. Leave it
corn
alone, Alan.
between your toes, things like that, yeah.
How's about we do the round the table?
Okay.
We got a little screwed up there. Joe screwed us all up this morning,
okay.
just now. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, I am Big JP. To my left is the man, the myth, the legend, Joey Rooz.
Good evening, folks.
And we got I hate to put it this way, but the resident Jew, Alan. Say hello, Alan.
Shalom, Alan. It's good to be back.
Shalom. And say that with a smile.
Absolutely.
Shalom.
Shalom in the home.
Shalom.
That's right.
Glad to be back, guys.
Yeah, good to
Nice
see
to have you back.
Good to see you.
It's about time you got back. I just don't understand how you started with the show 2 weeks ago. You got a week vacation already.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that happened.
Well, we have good employers.
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But you're not getting paid for the vacation day.
That's okay. There's a great vacation plan part of this show. I'll tell you that. God knows where I'm going to get it the next time.
Yep, we're pretty good. We allow for our people to take breaks when they need to.
Yes, sir. Hey, before we get into the show, can I just give a quick shout out?
Absolutely.
I just want to give a shout out to all the folks out in Eagle Pass, Texas, who are listening to us right now.
Eagle Pass.
Eagle Pass, Texas.
I bet you they're wearing cowboy hats out there.
Oh, you know they are.
Yeah.
This is my girl's hometown, and I'd like to give a
it.
special shout out to my wonderful future mother-in-law, Ronnie Joe, who's listening in.
Hey, Ronnie.
And, Ma, just to remind you that, we're coming down the end of the month. So
Hello, lady.
Make sure you get the pancakes ready for us.
Absolutely.
Want them
You
pancakes?
guys ride horses out there and everything? Do all the Texas stuff? You know?
They do. Yeah.
Eat big barbecue steaks and everything.
Barbecue?
You want
Oh,
a
yes.
steak,
You want
go
to talk
Texas,
about barbecue?
man. Yeah.
Holy crap.
That is the place to be.
My goodness. That's one of the reasons why I'm dying to get back there is
Oh,
the
I can
pancakes and the
imagine.
barbecue.
You'll come back 20 pounds heavier.
I did the last time. My mother-in-law made sure that we were well fed and well taken care of.
God bless him.
We're looking forward to coming down, Mom. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Can I come?
Would you like to come?
I'll stay in the trunk of the car.
Will you come for the wedding?
Joe will be coming,
I would love
but
to
just
be
not
there.
in the way you think.
Yes, okay.
Oh boy. If I'm gonna get fat, it's gonna be from Texas barbecue.
I'm
That's the way
kind of
I'm
old.
gonna
Yeah.
get fat.
old
Well, I'm
for
already
that.
am fat. If I'm gonna get fatter, yeah. Texas
We're all
barbecue.
fat in this room, just in case,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you want to see us? Go on. Go
on a live stream.
on our Facebook page. Go on our website, the www.onairradioshow.com.
Insert plug
And
here.
you can go on there. There's about 3/4 of the way down. There's a live stream box. You could chat with us. You could see our ugly mugs. Yep.
I just wanted to see if I was on there. I don't see myself. Hey, there you go.
So
There you go.
you can see my fat ass eating cheese.
Yeah. Okay.
Cause I'm a rat. See it? Damn it! Right there. There's my cheese. There's my cheese, motherfucker.
I'm eating fucking Pringles. I'm not any better.
Well, I'm kind of dieting. I'm counting calories.
Yeah, well,
You counted calories, but you got a big gulp sitting there.
It's Diet Pepsi. It's 0 calories.
Yeah, but
You beat, bitch.
I don't think so. Look at what's in that thing.
Diet Snapple. Diet Coke. Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi. I only drink Diet Pepsi.
I think you should switch to caffeine-free, though.
Diet Pepsi.
Diet Snapple.
That's how I feel. Anyway, so let's get this shindig started, shall we? Now that we
Ooh,
just
huh?
Yay.
had like 3 minutes of absolute dick. Okay, so, Mr. Rooz,
Yes, sir.
how's your week?
Week was good, man. Week was very, very good. Did a lot of work on the website. I don't know if you folks have been checking it out, but
I did.
basically redesigned the website, added some new content, a few new things to it, changed the way it looks a little bit. And one of the things that we did add, though, is for anybody who's listening to the program who is a small business operator who would be interested in advertising or sponsoring a segment for the program,
Send me over a few dollars, too. I'll tell you.
that would be helpful. Yeah, because this is
Well, usually that's what happens when you advertise. You
Oh,
usually
yeah?
have to pay for it.
that's the theory.
We don't
behind the
run
whole
for
thing.
free, folks.
No, we do not.
appreciate anything we can get.
So if you are
Listen to the Jew.
if you are a small business owner and you're listening to us and you're interested in advertising with us, there's a link on our website, a little box that says "Advertise Your Business" here. Click here, and you can. When you click that little box, you're going to come to a bigger page with a little bit of a description about what we do, what we're planning to do, and the direction we're looking to go.
Correct.
So check that out for us. We would love to have some sponsors and some segments covered, and it would help defray the costs of this because this is not cheap.
That's right.
And it puts food on our table, damn it.
The on-air radio show.
meatloaf!
The on-air radio show. Every penny counts.
The guy that's
Good Lord.
the guy that lets us use the studio here is starting to look for money. So we have to make sure we pay the bills.
Yes.
I get paid in potato chips and hamburgers. That's the way it works.
Mr. Allen,
Sir.
my fellow Jew.
Uh-huh.
What your week consist of?
Well, my week consisted of getting back on track from being on vacation mode from 2 weeks ago. But overall, it was a pretty quiet week. Got some good news. Got some stuff coming up for myself personally, and my family.
Good for you.
So looking forward to it. But other than that, it was a great week. Thanks a lot. I hope.
What are you gonna have a couple of little yam bags running around soon?
No, not that kind of personal stuff. But
Oh, okay. Because you said you had some things coming up.
No. More on the career front. But
I know. Yeah, we've discussed that before. Congrats. We will not say anything because we don't want to jinx.
Oh, no. Absolutely, yeah.
but
And we never know who from the New York City is monitoring you.
yeah, exactly. So
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
we're looking forward to it.
Big
That's all
brother
I
is
know.
watching.
Yeah, seriously.
Big brother.
Big brother is masturbating. Leave him alone.
Actually, speaking of that, if you guys don't mind,
What?
We do mind. Put it back.
No, please.
Put it back.
Hey! Put that back!
Oh, come on.
We have the horny Hillary doll behind you.
Men's Health Magazine just did a study. If you masturbate 21 times in 1 month, you're doing something right.
So if I'm blind in my one eye, that means I must be masturbating a little bit too much.
You actually decrease your risk of prostate cancer by 16%.
Hey,
I'll never get prostate cancer. That's the case. Forget about it.
It's amazing what you read on the internet.
I do enough for everybody in the room.
There's a PSA for you, people.
There you go.
Guys, whack the bag.
Oh, my God.
PSA for you.
Next.
See, you learn everything here.
I'll tell you.
We are definitely an eclectic bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, we are.
That's true.
So what are you looking at there, Jay?
Nothing really.
On the TV.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune is on.
Wheel of Fortune.
Joe's got Wheel of Fortune on it. And Joey Drapes, let's go to you.
I want to
How
talk.
are you?
I want to talk about Donald Trump.
Well, we're going to get into the politics.
I want to talk about how this guy came from nothing. $10 million of nothing.
No. 10 billion with a B.
$10 billion.
He's worth $10 billion.
And is the one step away from being the president of the United States. Only in America, man.
Well, 2 steps.
Only in America. Well, what 2 steps? He's got the nomination.
Listen.
Let's go this way.
You can't put it past the GOP to try to pull some shenanigans at the convention and try to steal a thing from him.
Am I the only one that said we'll get in that in a minute, and you guys just kept going?
How could you not?
My fucking train just got derailed again.
We only got an hour on the show.
I know that.
We got to talk about it right away.
And where the fuck did Ted Cruz come from, huh?
All right, so you know
Honestly.
what? Let's go to the audio of the man who means the most right now, and that's Mr. Obama. Mr. Obama, how do you feel about Donald Trump?
There are white folks, and then there are ignorant motherfuckers like you.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought those clips were real.
They actually are.
No, I had a big argument with Eddie on the other show.
No, they are real.
No,
They are real.
Obama
It's actually
said that.
that's
No.
a real
His
soundbite.
That's from his audio
It's
book.
from his audio
He
book.
really said
Yes.
that?
Yes.
It's really he really said these words.
Well, you got to give me some
What
kind
am
of
I,
proof
bitch
because I
nigga?
had a big argument with Eddie. But I told him the reason. No, it's an impersonator.
No, it's really him, Eddie.
It's from Dreams of My Father or something like that.
No,
It's
Thank you.
His audio book. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, he drops N-bombs in that book like it's going out of style.
Right. You know, and I kind of believed Eddie because I couldn't see the president of the United States actually saying those
Yeah.
things.
Well, he did that before he was president.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So that was, I think he was.
He was working at the 7-Eleven, I think.
No, I think was he the community organizer in chief, or he was
yeah.
he the
Something in Chicago.
Was he in the Senate at that point?
Boy,
I think he was in the Senate.
Talk about
Yeah.
a guy who came from nothing. I mean, really, in a few years, from a community organizer to Senate to president of the
Well, I
United
wouldn't say he
States.
came from nothing. He had money.
You know what I'm trying to say. Basically, he's not a rich man. I mean, compared to
now he is.
most of these guys. Well, now he'll get the $1 million for a half-hour speech.
But see, now it's at the point right now where he
But that'll
knows
be okay.
he knows he has 1 foot out the door.
Oh,
he
of
knows
course.
this. So he's kind of sitting back, being quiet.
He had to
blah,
put
blah,
on a
blah.
banana peel.
You know,
He's
now
slipping
that.
out.
And
Yeah, he's got
now-
1 foot in the grave.
Now it's basically between Trump and Hillary and everybody
absolutely.
else.
All right.
Absolutely.
Let's go into the show. Let's go. Come on.
Okay.
All right, we'll start with politics.
Okay.
First of all, I told you so.
Oh, yeah, you're a
I just wanted to say that. I told you so.
You're a trumpeter, right? You're a trumpeter.
I am a trumpeter.
Yeah, me too. I was a little bit on the fence.
I said that he was going to win the nomination.
Yeah. Yeah, you were. You were saying it right from the beginning.
Right from the start, I said there's nobody who's going to beat him.
You know,
And
what it
he
is?
won by not even a lance. Like it got to the point Ted Cruz was just like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Oh yeah, it got so goddamn obvious that you're not going to do nothing.
Ted Cruz looked at the numbers and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm out of here."
Yeah, you know, it got to the point, and these guys. This is what these GOP guys don't realize. Every time they say something bad about Trump, it's a boost because they're the guys that everybody hates. You
That's
know,
right.
These
That's right.
GOP regular standard old guys that But they're the guys. The more they criticize Trump, and the more they want to get rid of Trump, the more people are going to vote for.
Yeah.
The populace is going to vote for him because
But,
we're
yeah.
common people.
But you see, they don't. The GOP establishment doesn't care about what the average American voter thinks.
There you go.
He does not care. And let me tell you something else too. I was thinking about this. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm going to
No, Joey. You know what? We should talk about the conversation we had this morning.
I'm going to wait until the convention to.
Why don't we talk about the? Oh, you don't want what about the conversation we had this morning?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have something that I've been kind of working on the last couple of weeks, And before I drop the bomb on this one, I want to wait to see what happens at the convention, because I look, you guys know I am not.
Honestly, they can take the nomination away from him. Even
Absolutely.
they're saying he's the presumptive nominee.
They'll find a way.
I don't.
I hope they don't. I really hope they don't.
I don't
but
think they will.
they'll find a way.
I don't think they can. I think first of all, he's so rich. He's running as an independent.
Well, that's
really,
what we were talking about this morning, right, Jay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
We were saying, first of all, I said to Joey, I said, told you so. That was number one.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said, after that,
himself on the back every 5
yep, I'm
seconds.
going to, you know what? I'm going to rub it in and rub it hard, damn it.
If anybody takes the
Alan has the
nomination
baby
away-
oil if you need it.
Oh God.
Let me just,
Shit.
let's this morning, what our discussion was I said that it's going to come down to him and Hillary, obviously.
Right.
And that's what I said from the start. It was going to be him and Hillary. And he is so going to bury her
Oh, absolutely.
that it is going to be disgusting.
That woman has so much baggage. First of all, she's a terrible debater. She really is.
yeah.
She's not a good debater.
Yeah.
And Trump, she's a soundbite person. What they tell me to say, I'll say.
Right.
He's like.
But I will say this.
Trump's the opposite.
Hillary, I think she's got to realize one thing. If she gets into office,
Yeah.
she will be in the office that Monica Lewinsky was under the desk.
I think she'll get a new desk.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
she'll get
No. I think what she's going to do is she's going to hire a stripper to munch that box.
Well, you heard that
she'll bring
Monica
back Janet Reno.
Monica Lewinsky had a statement the other day. She
Oh,
said,
did she?
"Yeah, she said that she's not going to be supporting Hillary because the last Clinton that was in office left a very bad taste in her mouth."
Oh, Jesus, that's a bad joke.
Wah, wah.
But I liked it.
She's gonna have to redo the carpet in that Oval
I'll
Office.
tell you,
that.
boy, it's really something. but
We're a little bit more raunchy than usual tonight, folks.
Yeah, this is what happens when you take weeks off.
That's what Trump is saying. Trump.
That were raunchy?
Well, no, yeah, that was Russia. No, Trump was actually saying, because Hillary is playing the woman card. She's playing the woman card.
Of course she is. That's
oh,
all she
Trump
has.
is so bad about women. Trump is so bad about women. And the first thing he said was, your husband was the worst guy. I mean, he was getting blowjobs under the desk,
Yeah.
From
Donald
kids.
Trump went right back at her. She was like, oh, he's, Donald Trump's this, and she's like, Donald Trump that, and
She better be
he's
careful what
racist,
she
and
says about
he don't
her.
like women. And he goes, I don't like women. He goes, your husband was being,
you talking
he
about?
was cheating on you, getting handies in the.
He used an intern for a humidor. Cigar. Jesus, what are you
Smoke
kidding
this,
me?
lady.
Oh, my.
Joe finally gets the applause. That was a good one, Joe.
Oh, my.
Joe, that was the best one you've come out with.
Really?
That was good. That was good.
I'm sorry. It wasn't my joke. It's Uncle Eddie's.
Eddie, I should have figured, but God bless Eddie.
Oh, my.
Because I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set.
Boy, we have degraded here.
I tell you. Yeah.
Woo, we are.
Sorry, Mom.
We are definitely on the wrong side of the track
I
today.
tell you, Bernie Sanders, I think, if anybody doesn't have the nomination sewed up, it's Hillary. Because there are 400 superdelegates who could go any way they want to go.
No, she has it sewn up.
Well,
and
you're
she
probably
only
right.
has to win.
You're probably right.
She only has to win 16% of what's left.
But
But the funny thing is, I'm sorry, Joe, but the funny thing is that Hillary has Bernie Sanders has 51% of the popular vote.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
And it don't mean dick.
It does mean absolutely nothing because of the
and that's the
superdelegates.
sin of it. Isn't that the sin of it?
Not that I'm a Bernie Sanders fan. I'm not.
Well, he's a socialist. He has his own. He's a little wacko. I think he sees aliens in the sky or something like that.
Yeah.
But you see, Hillary only has to win 16% of what's left.
Right.
Yeah.
And Bernie Madoff out there has to win.
Bernie Madoff. Okay.
He has to win 98%.
Oh yeah.
And I got to give him credit, Bernie Sanders. He's still going in with the thought that he can win. I don't know why.
No, I'll tell you exactly why. And it's
There's no possible
not that
way.
he thinks he can win, but he will definitely be an influence peddler.
Yeah.
He will go in there when they start putting down the platform for the convention.
Bring me up a screen here
He's
and bring
gonna
up
be
the
doing what he's gotta do.
Democratic numbers. Give me the Democratic numbers.
They're 5 and 6, I guess. I don't know.
But
Bernie is a little whacked out. He's a strange guy. But so is Trump. They would make a very interesting combination, Trump and Bernie in the debate.
I think it's gonna. I think his VP is going to be, and I hate the idea of it.
Trump's VP.
Trump's VP is going to be Krispy Kreme.
I
really don't want it to be him.
He likes it.
So?
He likes him, and he was one of the first guys to come out, for
support him.
Yeah. He's actually a very good debater.
Yes, he's a master debater.
Yeah,
we know.
No, he really is a very good debater, Krispy Kreme. The only thing he's got going against him is that he's fat. People don't like fat people. I don't know why. I mean, but he's a pretty good guy.
Although I did hear that the best person for him to have as his VP would be Kasich or whatever his name is.
You think so?
Yeah,
Kasich?
they said because he has like Ohio in the palm of his hand, and that's like the biggest amount of votes in the legislature that he could get.
Yeah.
So, like, if he wants legislature passed, he needs somebody who can pull that off, and Kasich would be the guy.
That could happen. Do you believe they had the nerve to be touting Rubio for vice president? After all they said about each other, little Marco, he's got a small penis.
You know what's funny is that
Marco Rubio.
But what's funny is that Trump is being the bigger man here. He actually even said he would consider Ted Cruz. And Ted Cruz said,
no.
Go fuck yourself.
Well,
Jesus
not
Christ,
in so many words, but that's what he said.
Right, but you see, then that brings right back to his eligibility for the office.
Yeah.
He's not eligible.
Right, yeah.
I think he's just being like a child.
Just like Marco Rubio's not. Ted Cruz being like a child?
Yes.
He's an idiot.
He's being like a child. He's being like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, really.
Okay, here we go. The delegates so far is Clinton has 1,705. Yeah. Bernie Sanders 1,414.
Right.
A difference of 291 delegates.
If you take into consideration,
either one of them needs 2,200.
Yeah. If you take into consideration the 400 super delegates, if
they all voted for Sanders, he'd be over.
Sanders, he'd be
beaten up.
He'd be ahead. So he's really not out of the picture. Especially if she gets indicted. For these emails. And now there's all sorts of little innuendos coming out about these emails. They're going to destroy her in the campaign with these.
Oh, absolutely.
things.
But now here's an interesting question.
Yeah. Convention
comes. She's the nominee for the Democratic Party.
He buries her.
She gets indicted. Mm-hmm. She goes to jail.
She'll run it from Sing Sing.
Who comes in her place?
Oh, the vice president, of course.
That's right.
Yeah. Bernie Sanders.
Clueless Joe Biden.
It used to be years ago.
The dirty old man.
Wouldn't they just throw Sanders in there?
No.
Why not?
No, because it automatically goes to the vice president.
Oh, yeah.
That's gay.
Yeah. Years ago, it used to be, 100 years ago, it used to be like...
That's a stupid way to do it.
The second man who came in the election was the vice president.
Well, yeah, that was back in 1700.
The 1700s,
You remember that?
Sure, I was there.
Yeah, I know.
He was there when Adam and Eve did it.
Jay, what happens is the Democratic National Committee selects someone to fill that spot. Bernie Sanders is not well liked by the Democratic National Committee. They're not going to have him take over that spot.
Can I ask a question? All right,
sure.
Since you guys are more into politics than I am,
Okay.
how come when the people vote, with these elections, these primary elections, how come independents can't vote?
I think independents can vote.
They can vote
only if it's open to independents.
Yeah, it goes to state. State by state. They make every state's got its own fucked up rules.
Because if they said if the independents were able to vote in half of these elections, Bernie Sanders would have whooped Hillary's ass.
Yeah. She's not, she's not as popular as people think she is. She's just been around so long, and that's probably her biggest drawback. She's been around so long. There's just so much, baggage that she has
Right.
of things that she's done in the past and lies and contradictions, and that's politics. Politics is, I think this way today, but tomorrow I'll have to think that way.
See, me and
Right.
Joe,
Well, and you heard her. You
were
heard her.
having
Yeah.
this. We were having this discussion. Okay.
But Jay,
This
before you go
morning.
into that, can I just respond to your question
Yes, go ahead.
about independence?
Yes.
The thing is, you have to be part of a registered party in order to vote in a primary.
Yeah.
So what a lot of independents can do and probably should do is, for primary purposes, switch their party affiliation from independent to one of the parties.
Yeah.
And then when they get they get in, change it back to independent.
Right. Because that's in a sense what I do.
See, I'm I guess what they call like a swing voter. I'm a registered Democrat.
Yeah.
But I vote based on who I feel is the best
And that's
candidate.
the way it should be.
That's exactly the way it should be.
That's the way it should be. You should be able to vote for who you want to vote for, not because you have to vote for this guy. That
I
they
know.
pick
I
for
never
you.
have. I've never voted for the candidate because I'm a registered Democrat. I have to vote for a Democrat. Yeah, fuck that shit.
No, you don't have to.
I've always been in the rule that if you're gonna vote, you should vote no matter what you're registered for.
Right.
You should vote for the person that you feel is going to do the best job for your city, state,
Absolutely.
or
Now,
country.
The party system is one of the many things that our founding generation warned us about. George Washington, in his farewell address, warned us about party affiliations and the damage that it can do to the country.
The only thing I see good about the party is like the old system of checks and balances. They're watching their ass and they're watching their ass.
Right.
So no, if everybody's on the same team, it leads to corruption up and down. Not that they're not corrupt anyway,
Right.
but you know what I'm trying to say. They're always trying to get these people. Look at Bill Clinton. I mean, he was not a bad president per se,
Right.
but they were attacking this man from the day he got into office to the day he got out. For 8 years, he was under some kind of attack.
And every
Rightfully
president,
so, of course.
right?
But
Every president goes through that. No matter what party affiliation they're part of.
Yeah, but why should that be? His job is to run the country. I mean, with the exception, I think, of Eisenhower, who was like everybody loved Ike because of the war situation, and maybe FDR also. There was it's been every president. Nixon, forget about it. They destroyed Nixon.
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter was an idiot. He was a nice guy, but he was an idiot. Gerald Ford, forget about it. All he could do was stumble down the stairs.
Right.
Very
true.
And these are the guys we picked to be our leaders,
Right.
What can I say?
I don't know.
Well, me and Joe were
Jay,
talking
go
about
ahead.
this today.
We'll try to get this out now.
Okay.
Okay.
We were talking about this today.
What is it?
And we were talking about the Republican National Convention. And I said to him, you know what, not for nothing, but the way it should go is whether these Republicans agree with the way whether or not they agree with Donald Trump, they should back him because he represents them. That's the way I feel it should be. Whether they like him or not, or they think he's racist or whatever, you should still back him. He's the guy that your party is letting run.
I understand what you're saying, and for some parts I agree with you. But sometimes you have to be true to your convictions. If a guy is that's how Hitler got in. Everybody loved fucking Hitler. Do you ever notice that Donald Trump reminds you of Benito Mussolini? I mean,
which is a comb over.
I mean, no, he's his actions and his I see El Duce. It's a weird guy.
That's just the way I see it. I just see it as it should be. They shouldn't be going in there and saying, "Oh, you know what? We're not going to vote for him," and blah blah blah. How are you not going to vote for the man who just won his way into your Republican Party as the nomination?
I think they should keep their
And
mouths shut,
you know
to be
what? We were
honest.
also talking about this, Joe and I. We figured Joe has the most, I have to say, the most insane idea of Trump winning. I don't think it's going to be what Joe thinks. Joe, tell him what you think.
I predict. This is my prediction, and
it's on the record, folks.
On the record.
Criswell.
Okay, you
Listen
ready?
to this, Joe.
Yes.
I believe, and I think that Donald Trump is going to have a 48-state win over Hillary.
Wow,
that's crazy, Drapes.
That's a biggie.
Wow. Wow.
That's a crazy
It's
one.
a big prediction. Write down the date and the time at 8:01.
8:01 on whatever the 11th.
On
On the 11th of May, 2016, the
Criswell.
prediction
Yes.
is a 48 state.
But here's what.
And I'll even go further than that.
Yeah.
Hillary's going to win Hawaii and Vermont.
Ha! That's it.
Are we really that bad in the
Well-
state?
Well, no. Here's how.
I
Here's
gotta tell you-
how what me and Joe were saying about this. We
Yeah.
were saying that Trump is going to win because I think this is the way it's going to go down. Trump's going to win, but he's going to have a tough time because he's not going to get majority vote from the blacks and the Latinos because they're going to figure he's racist. The blacks are just going to feel like, yeah, that's just another cracker that doesn't like us. The Latino vote thinks that he's a racist toward Mexicans, and the women aren't going to vote for him because of his views with women. But here's where Trump is going to kick some ass. He has the veteran vote, and the servicemen that are serving now, he's got their vote, and he's got their families' votes.
Of course.
Over Hillary. Because with Benghazi, she's not going to get any vote from the military. It's a done deal.
And 51% of the military supports Donald Trump over Hillary.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Did you see that?
Oh,
stat?
without a doubt.
You saw that stat?
She's done.
That's amazing to me.
You can't win without the military vote.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
Trump will
we have
never
gotten
lose the
so
black
bad.
vote, but most of the blacks don't vote anyway.
We have gotten so bad in our trust for politicians that we don't even trust regular politicians anymore.
I agree.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
so
that bad, you know? Reasons why we had Jesse Ventura nominated for governor in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Reasons why we have possibly Donald Trump being nominated for
I
president
would
of the United States.
I would have loved for Trump to make Jesse Ventura his VP.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be the most amazing 1-2 punch
And they would have
in United States history.
and then for vacation they'll be at SummerSlam.
I would love it.
Seriously, though, no, Jesse Ventura did a lot for the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, what? Wear a boa? What?
No, he really did. He passed a lot of legislation. Yeah. He fixed up Minnesota. Minnesota was really screwed up before he got in.
He made wrestling.
He did a lot with that for politics and stuff. But I say the VP should be Jesse Ventura, but that's just me.
Okay.
But no, we were saying that this is how it should be. You know what?
I think I'd vote
Trump,
for you before Jesse.
How many
Ventura.
military would you say? How many people are in the military, guys? What would you say?
I think we have
rough number.
I think we have a 2 million man army. I think it's 2 million, right?
I don't know. I really
Roughly.
I'm not sure.
So okay, so you figure 2 million.
Google it.
Plus, yeah, get that up there. Get that. Let's see what the numbers are. So you figure if it's 2 million,
Yeah.
and it's another, million for the spouses on that.
Ooh.
You figure that's 3 million votes that she doesn't get.
Well,
That could mean the difference between Trump winning or losing.
how many people in the United States? A billion?
300 million?
No.
Is my mic live? Because
In the U.S.?
I don't hear anything.
Or, yeah. You are, what, you don't hear through your cans?
I'm not hearing myself. There I go. Okay.
You must have a loose connection.
No, he turns you down. He doesn't want you.
Yeah.
No. I didn't turn him
I'm
down.
only teasing you, you big, bold,
I didn't turn him down.
big bold. Fuck you.
Oh, man. Well,
I really love Jay. I hope I only get the wrong impression.
looking at
Hasta la vista,
Baby.
You're
All right.
fired.
looking at the clock, folks, it's coming up time for our
break time.
our break. We all have to make pee-pee.
Yes, we do.
So,
You do.
folks, this is the on.
Okay, here we go.
1 million.
It was 1,301,300 people, with an additional 811,000 people in 7 reserve components.
That's about
Why
2 million.
why is that information public?
That's about
2 point. So it's about 2.1.
Well, so ISIS has to know who they're going to kill.
I'm
Of
telling you.
course.
Google Magic.
Yeah.
All right,
we
folks.
are the worst with that.
All
in
right,
the United
folks, this
States.
is the on-air radio show. We are broadcasting to you live from the dungeon in Staten Island, New York.
It's the bunker.
That's Mark Levin's place. We can't use that.
Oh, we can't?
No.
Oh, my God.
No, we are in the dungeon.
He stole it from me.
We had this conversation last time.
I have been the bunker. I can't tell you how many years. I never copyrighted it.
No, it's okay. So this is the on-air radio show. We are coming to you live from the dungeon. We're gonna.
You
take
know
a
what? You know
short-
what? I'm gonna say. I'm gonna. You know what?
Go
Joe,
ahead. Go ahead. I deserve it.
Mr.
Go ahead.
Rooz, I love you to death, but
Go ahead. Nice. All right.
sorry.
All right. Let's
You get the wah wah.
Let's
for
try
that
this
one.
again. Let's try this again.
Okay.
This is the on-air radio show broadcasting to you live from the dungeon. And we are going to take a short break. And when we come back from the break, we will be going into a special segment for you.
Well, I just want to throw this out there really quick before we go on break. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to this on our website, there will be a pause, and then we're going to come back. There won't be any music because of YouTube. We don't want to. We got kicked off the last time.
I have some original music I can give you guys.
Well, we don't like that.
Okay.
But for I think it was 244 countries, we were banned from YouTube.
Yeah.
So
How dare you play Tiny Bubbles?
So you may hear a pause because we're going to have to edit it out for the YouTube so that we don't get in trouble. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going on break.
So you have 10 years experience.
I do.
But no PhD.
First kid.
God damn, I hate YouTube.
Lucas likes to pawn jewelry, so
Fuck. God damn the YouTube and their commercials. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. Here is your song for the day. Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People.
We need coffee.
Got it right here.
Cups?
12-ounce, 8-ounce recyclable.
Creamers, sweeteners, stirrers, filters?
Creamers, sweeteners, stirrers, filters, K-cups.
Hazelnut, French vanilla, French...
Listen up, guys. You go into a museum, you see a nice piece of artwork, and you say to yourself, all right, this belongs on a building. This belongs on a sidewalk. This belongs on my own private house. Did you ever think to yourself, hey, you know what? The Mona Lisa should not have been put in a museum. The Mona Lisa should have been put on a sidewalk. It should have been put on a building. People spend millions of dollars and all that money just to build a building and build all these structures and everything like that, just to have somebody come up to them and deface them. Well, listen, guys, there's a lot of anger with a lot of things in life, but most of all right now, people are still, to this day, obsessing over the fact that graffiti is such a ignored crime that's going on these days. Some people call it vandalism. Some people call it art. My friends, I call it vandalism, and here's why. You have a lot of people that invest time in their homes. A lot of people, construction people, that build buildings and build all these things, and they say to themselves, you know what? This is going to be something. This is going to mean something to some people. And then you have people that decide, you know what? We're just going to deface it. We're just going to paint all over it. We don't give a shit who the hell it ruins. We don't care who it affects. We're just going to ruin everything, and we don't care. Let me tell you something. Maybe back in archaic times, in ancient Rome, in ancient Greece, people used to paint all over the place in ancient ruins and stuff like that, and used to say to themselves, you know what? These things mean something. But now we're in modern times. Now we have paper. Now we have pens. Now we have indoor freaking plumbing. Now we have things that matter. And now we have things that, you know what? If you want to put a piece of artwork somewhere, put it in a fucking museum where it belongs. All right? Don't put it in a public street. Don't put it on a park. Don't put it anywhere that it doesn't belong. Nobody wants to watch your little graffiti except for you. So you know what? If you have anything better to do with yourself, why don't you join an art class? Why don't you put that art to something useful instead of defacing public property? Vandalism is a crime. Whether you like it or not, it is a crime. Whether it has to be enforced more now than it ever did before, it is a crime. If you don't like it, too bad. That's just Alan's 2 cents.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you something. I thought I was going to get a heart attack there.
Jeez, I thought he was going to have a fucking MI.
No.
Holy Christ.
That's a very good topic, Alan. I'll tell you the truth. I have mixed feelings about graffiti because some graffitis in the right place is interesting. If you have a vacant wall somewhere, for a while there, to prevent graffiti, real artists were actually painting murals on these walls. They're very attractive. But when the graffiti artist comes along and does a tag, Tyrone 15, what the fuck is that?
Graffiti that is put on a property without permission.
Well, that's wrong.
That is wrong.
Absolutely right.
Public property or anybody else's house, for that matter.
Even public property.
It doesn't matter.
It's wrong. It shouldn't
Think
be.
about this. Think about the Parthenon. Think about any church. How would Obama feel if somebody walked up to the White House and said, you know what, I'm going to deface public property and I'm going to graffiti the White House?
Absolutely.
Why don't you just ask him?
Well,
Obama sucks, you know.
Ask him.
But that's just how it is.
Ask him.
That's how it is.
No, I'm saying ask him now while we're on the air.
Well, I'm just saying, if Obama, how would you feel if somebody walked up to you and spray painted the side of the White House with Tyrone 59 or Deaf to America or anything like that.
Obama just getting way too complicated for me.
Jews used to have swastikas branded to their body, and that was considered defamation. Why isn't it defamation now, or why isn't it more enforced now than it was back in World War II?
Yeah.
That's my question.
Absolutely. You know, I lived in Brooklyn for a long time, and the subway trains in Brooklyn at one period, the kids used to go on and actually, spray paint all these subway trains to the point where they look like circus trains.
I remember that, yeah.
Oh, is that?
Actually, one of them is in the MTA museum right now.
It does. It probably shows.
It's actually like a piece of history now.
Yeah,
it's disgusting. It's vandalism. It's
disgusting. You know that guy ain't shit. Yeah. Sorry ass motherfucker got nothing on me, right?
Well, this
nothing.
This was the first Alan's 2 cents. It was very informative, I must say.
No, it wasn't his first.
No, it was the second one.
Yeah, you did the one last week?
It was the second one. And he sounded more Jewish in this one than the last one.
I know, I tell you.
Alan, I just
he actually sounded very violent.
Hold on. Alan, I know you have a lot of passion about your 2 cents, and we all respect that. But when you unleash that passion, it becomes inaudible. You were like stammering and clamoring over words, and I was trying to figure out what the fuck you were saying.
It sounded like
it was
this.
Like I'm like, what? This was actually what you sounded like. Okay, just so you know. Just saying, it was a good topic.
Okay.
I think you know what. Like there was, what's that guy's name that does all the graffiti on Staten Island professionally? Joe, do you know?
Oh, I have no idea.
I forget his name, but he gets paid to paint artwork and stuff because he used to be a graffiti artist, and then now he paints the American flag on like all the walls and everything.
Yeah, well, in Manhattan they do a lot of sidewalk art. These guys with the chalk, but it's chalk. And
you talking about the 3D art? That 3D art.
That 3D art is amazing.
Amazing, right?
It is amazing.
Yeah. That is amazing.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about something else.
So it does,
where they paint on a canvas in like 3D. It's actually pretty cool.
They actually do it on the floor. It looks like you're falling into a hole or something. It's amazing stuff. You see it on YouTube all the time, and a lot of Facebook guys.
Whatever happened to paper?
Well, yeah.
Whatever happened to paper?
Well, some people can't
it's not a big enough canvas.
I know.
Oh, please. Give it a permanent tattoo on your ass. That's a big canvas. There you go.
So you guys got anything else you want to talk about? Because I want to talk about Game of Thrones. Anybody want to talk about the Game of Thrones?
I do not watch Game of Thrones.
Neither do I.
How could you not watch Game of Thrones?
I actually have it. Alan's still going.
What's your favorite show, Jay? What's your favorite TV show?
Alan's still going, man. I don't know. Damn, we had to calm him down there. My favorite show right now?
Yeah, any show, anytime. Of all time. That's a good question.
Oh, Christ.
What's your favorite show of all time?
My favorite TV show of all time?
Yeah.
I Love Lucy.
Oh, it's one of my favorites, too.
I think I Love Lucy.
I
could sit and watch I Love Lucy.
But not
it's actually a toss-up between I Love Lucy and the Three Stooges.
Yeah, the Three Stooges are good too, but not the Here's Lucy or anything like that.
No, I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy.
Gotta be I Love Lucy.
Yeah, me too.
Gotta be I Love Lucy.
They have them on now. I think it's 6 o'clock in the morning. They have like 4 shows on, something like that.
Oh yeah, no, that's too early for me. Fuck that shit.
And I watch them all the time.
I have to. Some people have to actually go to work. You old bastard.
Yeah, well, I'm retired.
I know you are.
We
know you're retarded.
I watched.
Retired.
I Love Lucy. They had Vitamin Benjamin on.
That's a great one.
That's a great one. Vitamin
Benjamin.
Yeah.
That one and the.
She was a great slapstick comic.
Oh, she was amazing.
She was
the assembly line.
She was really
the assembly, the chocolate line. Yeah, that's another good one
too. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have a topic. I actually was thinking about this on the way here, listening to my. I know, right? Yeah. How do I do it, right?
Yeah.
But I was on the way here today and listening to some music, and actually this was the song that was playing. One of my favorite songs of all time.
Harry Chapin.
Yep, Harry Chapin.
Cats in the Cradle.
Cats in the Cradle.
You know, he died on the Long Island Expressway, poor guy.
Well,
sitting in traffic?
No.
Probably.
He was on his way to a recording session. This was like in the 60s, early 70s, like that. On his way to a recording session, a truck was stopped in a trailer truck on the Long Island Expressway.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow he was driving one of these little Volkswagen type of cars,
Yeah.
and he slammed into the back of the truck, beheaded him.
Oh, man.
Well,
great talent. Great talent.
He was. Here's my topic. I decided to name it Cats in the Cradle.
Okay.
Gee, I wonder why.
The question, well, for those of you that don't know the song, maybe we're a little too old school for you, but this song is about a dad who kind of neglects his kid, and then the kid grows up to be just like his father. So now my question to you guys is, because this song kind of has a little tug at my heart for all the shit that I've ever gone through in my life.
Really?
But, not to say that my dad was a bad dude, but, there was certain things that, I think I wind up getting from my father that might not be good or might be good, I don't know. But how do you break the cycle is the question.
It's a good point. What cycle are you breaking? If your father's a decent father, well, most likely you're going to be a decent guy too to your kids. But,
I'm not saying my dad wasn't a decent dad, because my dad did what he had to do to, to put food on the table, a roof over our head. Hey. But there were some aspects, without me getting into it, because I never know who's listening to the show. But there were aspects of my dad that were not so pleasant. We'll just put it that way. Okay. But me growing up, I always said I would never be that part of my dad, the bad part. So I feel like, I've done a pretty good job at that. And, with raising my daughter. But I'm just curious, how does one go about breaking that chain or that cycle of the neglect and things like that?
Well, Jay, if I may,
folks, if you're listening and you have a thought or an opinion on this, guess what? We haven't done the entire length of the show.
Give out that phone.
Oh, yeah.
718-710-4578. If you have phone lines are open. If you have a comment or a thought on the subject, give us a call. 718-710-4578.
I have it posted on the web.
Yep. And on the on the live stream too. It's all over. But go ahead, Alan. Let me hear your take.
Well, Jay, I mean, if I may.
After that irate 2 cents. But go ahead.
But listen, I think I got all my anger out.
Thank God.
But I can get a little mellow now and talk about something. I'm a father of a daughter too, and I want to sort of. I look at myself, and part of my own little thing growing up is I have the same thoughts you do. I'm like, certain aspects, I kind of don't wish I was going to be like my dad growing up. But the thing is that I think you sort of go into that mindset of, you know what, I'm going to do things different. I'm going to do things different, and it sort of just becomes innate within inside of you that certain things that my dad did, I'm not going to do. So I'm just it sort of comes predetermined, I guess. It just happens naturally if you allow it to. You know what I mean? You sort of have that understanding. I
get that, and I agree with you in that sense. But here's the thing: there's always something that might or can trigger that part of you that doesn't want to be like that. Like how it was. Like me, I went back to work because I had to make sure there's food on the table and a roof over the head, and all that. So, I had to do what I had to do, just like my father would have. So in that aspect, I'm glad that I'm my father's son. I learned a lot from my dad with fishing and things like that, and that's stuff that I'm going to probably pass off to my daughter. But then growing up, because my dad worked 2 jobs, I didn't get the father-son time. Like, my dad didn't teach me how to throw a ball. My mom did.
Get over it.
Listen, you fuck.
He was a good father. He put food on the table. You said that yourself.
I agree with that. I'm just saying.
He didn't tell me how to throw a ball, but he taught you how to fish. So he wasn't a baseball player.
Similar circumstances.
Give me a break,
Jay. Similar circumstances.
You gotta blame our fathers for everything that they.
I'm not blaming anything. I'm saying there's a lot of my dad that I don't. Did
he beat you with a stick?
Not me. I wasn't told to cut a switch.
Well, other than physical abuse, and I mean beating the shit out of you, something like that. Nobody's perfect. We all have our moods, and we all say things sometimes that are the wrong thing to say. We all do things that are the wrong thing to do. I mean, you're talking about a life now. You're not talking about knowing a person for half an hour. You're talking about a life. Every day. If you have to be Saint Thomas or whatever.
You have to be good with the bad. That's just how it is.
Absolutely.
Nobody's perfect.
Absolutely. And it's the same with you. You're going to have bad days, and your daughter's going to remember some bad days. And but for the most part, she's going to remember you're a good guy.
It's already happened.
You took care of her. Yeah, but exactly. They never forget the bad stuff.
Here's a perfect example. My daughter's 3 and has, it's like 3 going on 30, but she has a phenomenal memory. So... one day my wife says to me, because, I think my daughter set me off or something, and I said to I yelled at my daughter, kind of like in her face. Yeah. And my wife goes she said it right in front of my daughter. She's like, you shouldn't yell in her face. So I was like, you know what, maybe she's right, so I didn't. So one night I'm going to put my daughter to bed, and my daughter runs into a room and she slams the door in my face. So I yell at her. I'm like, Oriella, don't slam the door. And then she opens the door and she goes, don't yell in my face. And it slammed the door again. It's like, fuck. I felt like I was like 3 inches tall. I was just like, fuck.
Well, that's a cutesy, but that don't make you a bad guy.
No. I'm not saying it did, but it's just funny.
Or a bad father.
No, I don't. I'm not putting that toward it, but I'm just saying.
Women never forget, even at 3 years old.
Yeah.
The point is that, how do people break the cycle? It's like the abusive husband or the abusive boyfriend.
Well, that's the cycle I think you're talking about. You're more or less talking about the guy who's the father who beats his wife and beats his family and is a bad father. But a bad father, there's a big difference between being a bad guy and just having a bad day.
There's a big difference between being an abusive father,
absolutely,
an abusive husband,
and
just being a guy that is trying to put food on the table and
a hardworking guy,
do the best they can.
Yeah,
there are guys out there that work 16 hours days and they barely see their
Mr. Rooz, are you alive?
Yes, I'm actually doing something on the website.
They actually see 16-hour days at work, and they barely see their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they do it, and the little few hours that they get to spend with them means everything to them.
I always love this excuse that people use.
And I'm trying to coax my mother-in-law and my fiance to call.
Oh, that's nice. Here's one for you. I always love this excuse that people give. And they go, well, I grew up from a broken home, and I don't want my kid to grow up from a broken home. Really? So you're telling me that it's better to get the shit kicked out of you than to leave the guy because you grew up in a broken home, now it's going to affect your kid. I see. That's another excuse that I never got into.
Yeah, you're 100% right. If there's a bad, abusive relationship, I know it's hard sometimes, but it's better off just to move on, man. Go through the struggle and move on. But I know it's hard to do.
Another thing too, not to sound too cynical, but a lot of kids nowadays, these millennials, a lot of kids right now, they're very what's the word?
Spoiled.
Petty.
Assholes.
I need my safe zone.
Pretty much.
Well, here's a perfect example. You know why? Alan's got a good point. They are. Here's an example. Okay. When I was a kid, if I went to the mall with my family and I was going walk into the door, if there was a disabled person, let's say somebody in a wheelchair or an elderly person with a cane, and I didn't hold that door open, I got smacked in the back of my head. Mm-hmm. Right then and there, broad daylight, my father would be like, you hold that fucking door open. Nowadays, the kids will just they'll pull the door closed. I see what you're saying. They're spoiled in that sense. There's parents nowadays are not teaching their kids manners. Mm-hmm. That was a kind of a weird segue, wasn't it? We got from the abusive relationship to manners. That was kind of
the smack.
Yeah.
Well, here's you're exactly right about manners and raising your kids right. Well, I was on the boat coming from Manhattan to the island a couple days ago.
A ferry.
Yes, sir. And I'm sitting there, and the boat's kind of crowded, and there's this young lady and her son, and and I guess her mom, her grandma, the grandmother for the kid. They come, they sit in the same bench. I was on the old boat, Kennedy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So they sit on the bench across the way, and they're talking amongst themselves, and the kid is running rampant all over the place. I mean, getting into everything. He's knocking into people. He jumps up on the bench next to me, and he's sneezing all over the place.
Oh.
Right? The mother and the grandmother, they're not doing anything about it. The kid reaches down to my belt and tries to take my keys off my belt. So I just kind of pulled away a little bit.
Is he a gypsy?
The grandmother sees this.
I would have picked no joke, I would have picked the kid up, walked over to the side of the boat, and hung the kid over.
Probably would have arrested you.
Well, I wouldn't have cared. It would have been so worth it.
Yeah.
I would have been like, listen, you little bastard.
You know, I mean, control your children.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing.
You know? But I got to say this for the grandmother, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the mother didn't care less.
Yeah.
But the grandmother, I mean, she gave this kid a whack.
Good.
Right off the back of the head. I thought he had dentures. His teeth popped out of his mouth.
Yeah.
You know?
It's unfortunate. We don't like to see kids getting hit. And sometimes kids take advantage when they're in public places because they know you're not going to hit them or abuse them.
Right.
But, you know, it's in your case, it was well-deserved. It seemed
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I'm going to say right now.
But the bad part of that whole thing was, I didn't care so much that he took the keys, but then the kid cried the whole trip.
Oh, Jesus.
And you know
I'm just going to say this, and this is no racism whatsoever.
Okay.
But black mothers and grandmothers are the greatest because they will slap the shit out of a kid right in public and not care.
Well,
they'd be like, what, Tyrone? Smack.
But, you know,
Shut your mouth.
You talk about breaking the cycle. That's where they come from. That's, you know,
they don't care who's watching.
Yeah, it's about.
Nope.
You know, not to get off to something, but there was a news report today on the about parents who don't spend enough time with their children. They actually have people now who do the things that parents used to do.
I saw that on the news today. Yes, I did.
Teaching their kids how to ride a bike.
You can actually get a third party to come in and raise your kid with the stuff that you maybe don't have time for, like potty training, manners, riding a bike, dressing themselves. Like you could go to Nordstrom, they said, and pay like for a class for the kid to learn how to dress themselves. Really? Is that what we've come to? We're a lazy society now?
Unbelievable.
We are the leaders. Well, you know, I don't think Jacqueline Kennedy ever changed a diaper. I mean, you know, that you have money, you have nannies, you know, things like that.
Well, we don't have Jacqueline Kennedy money.
Well, that's
you have to sort of do what you have to do.
Yeah, I guess.
When I learned to
hey, I've had shit on my fingers for a long time.
I learned to change a diaper at the same time my wife did. So
I did too.
I have no shame in that.
Part of being a father.
Well, no, actually, my wife had prior experience. I didn't. Being one of 10 kids.
So. Sure. Youngest or oldest? Is she in the middle?
She's like the third oldest.
Oh, there's
her parents were foster parents, so they adopted a lot. I think adopted like 6 kids.
Okay.
Hey, before we close out here, I just want to say that we have doubled our live listeners.
That's right.
On the live stream.
There you go. Now there's 2.
Yes. Yes, we're up to 2.
Actually, it's more than that, but we've actually doubled our numbers from the last live show.
And also, the downloads were like insane. You said,
yeah, the downloads are way up, and that's across all platforms. And you know, so we're doing good here.
Well, yeah, we're picking up steam.
Yes, we are.
Absolutely.
And this show today will get us kicked off of any possible airwaves that you may ever hear us on.
That's right.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, around the world, stay classy. Joe, you want to take us out? Go for it.
Folks, onairradioshow.com. Thank you for listening. Babe, order the pizza.
Okay. That's like leave the gun.